Man, I got to tell you, the insanity that's happening in grifter world is off the charts. These guys are doubling down and it's getting crazy. Here's Alex friggin' Jones with big fat boy Robert Barnes and saying VP Vance should put Trump under house arrest to stop the president from using nuclear weapons on Iran, says former Trump lawyer Robert Barnes. Guys, Robert Barnes is one of the biggest grifters out there. He's a total fraud. You can see he's lazy just by looking at him. But Alex Jones is going all in. We started this last week, and in fact, I posted a clip this morning reminding everybody of Alex going full grifter. Well, guys, listen, whatever you think of Alex Jones, in the past, he had a lot of good stuff, okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I used to like Alex Jones, but whatever is happening now, Alex Jones is not the same guy. And I don't know if he's been the same guy for a decade or more and just slowly getting worse, slowly showing his true colors more. I don't know, but it's all assets deployed at this point. To have Robert Barnes on, and they spend this whole segment about how it's time to invoke the 25th Amendment and get rid of Trump. It's pathetic, and it is so crazy because Alex is one of those guys who, Alex, Trump's the only one fighting the globalists, and I tell you, I know all these people. I go behind the scenes. I've been fighting these people my whole life, and Trump's a patriot. He's on our side. And now it's it's been going on off and on for a while, but he was slow walking it. The worst thing I'd seen before Iran was when when MTG quit and called out Trump, and he was like, I have to pray if I could still support Donald Trump. I have to go talk to God about this because Marjorie Taylor Greene is blah, 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 blah. And it was so pathetic. And then the next day he was on Trump again. But listen, it's reached new lows for Alex Jones, and part of it was having Kyle Sarafin on last week when Pam Bondi was fired, saying that freaking Kash Patel was going to be fired today, and Alex Jones had exclusive Kash Patel going to be fired today. No. Well, Kyle Sarafin is coming out, and thank you. This is why X is the best. People find everything. If you're a paid grifter, they will discover it. And Kyle Sarafin was paid $120,000 by the Fidelis Center for Law and Policy for content creation for podcasts. This guy is wrong all the time. Catholic Vote, as a 501c4 PAC structure, backed DeSantis before shifting to Trump after DeSantis dropped out of the primary. Notorious, Never Trump previously described Trump as unfit in 2016. Political PAC pays Kyle Sarafin for content creation. And this is Alex Jones, great insider for the FBI and intel agencies. Kyle Sarafin on today. FBI insider says Kash Patel gonna be fired tonight. So stupid. It's crazy to me. People still trust these people. And Alex, I think with Alex, so many people are just having a really difficult time because Alex was like their first guy who kind of opened their eyes a little bit, telling people about the pedophile islands, telling people about the globalist controlling stuff and the cabal and the deep state. For many people, Alex Jones was their gateway drug. He was their marijuana, the gateway drug, to get them into this stuff. And so they're really struggling to believe that Alex could have totally gone bad. But at this point, I don't think there's any doubt anymore. Alex Jones has completely lost it. The other day, somebody was going back and forth with him, and Alex had to make the declaration, I was never MAGA. Don't you call me that. That's not who I am. I never was. That's not what I am. And so crazy. Okay. So Alex gone all out. And then Candace, this is all this weekend too. So remember, I told you guys when Iran started that it was clear to me that Iran was extra important to the city of London, very important to the cabal, because all the MAGA-tards, the FAGA, the fake MAGA influencers who had been holding back suddenly went all out. Tucker Carlson being the biggest one, Alex Jones being one of them now. And then we started watching, like I showed you guys last week, Tucker started to try to come back in a little bit. A couple of the other guys did. But then Trump fired Bondi. Or replaced her, however you want to look at it. Because we're going to have to watch and see how that one plays out to see if he actually fired her or if because it seemed pretty amicable. But Bondi's gone. Todd Blanche is now in, signaling a shift in the Justice Department. And then this weekend, things seriously ramp up in Iran. Trump comes out. We get the narrative, the psyop on Saturday to convince us that Trump is dying, that he's in the hospital. It's all over X. Trump's, there were actual reports. It wasn't just like influencers. There were actual reports of Trump hasn't been seen and he's been moved to Walter Reed and pray for President Trump. Total psyop to convince us Trump was dead. And then Trump comes out with fire and brimstone on Easter with that tweet I shared earlier. The effing, open the effing straight. And then sets the deadline for Tuesday. Well, on this weekend when all this is happening, none of this is ever coincidental, guys. You guys know that? It's just none of it. It's always on purpose. They time everything on purpose. They know. They get word. Somebody does. The handlers get word. Some's coming. And so they all the psyopers go into their mode. And here's Candace Owens going up a level. I didn't think, just when you think Candace Owens can't get crazier, she gets crazier. Candace Owens this weekend. This is a satanic administration. We all realize satanic Zionists occupy the White House and Congress needs to move to have the Mad King Trump removed. Mad King. We had Brett Weinstein this weekend call Trump a Mad King. Is it funny how this all circulates at the same time? Have the Mad King removed. Alex Jones segment with Robert Barnes. We need to have J.D. Vance remove President Trump to keep him from the nukes. How are you guys all saying the same thing at the same time? Very interesting. And people think these people are independent. They're trustworthy. They're all doing this narrative. Get rid of Trump. It's over. He's lost his mind. Mad King. All of our lives may depend upon other countries realizing Trump is deeply unwell. There's that 25th Amendment talk. And surrounded by religious fanatics who have convinced him he's a messiah. Oh, really? Trump's a messiah? Huh. I've never heard a single word out of Trump's mouth that would make me think he thinks that. I've heard him call Jesus the messiah. I've heard him call Jesus the Son of God. I've heard Trump say braggadocious things. I'm the one who can fix this. Yeah, so on and so forth. Absolutely. But is that the same as Messiah? No. Very crazy stuff. But again, very interesting timing as well. In fact, Candace is going so far, she's even calling out the pilot rescue, which is kind of like the most anti-American thing you could do. The more coming out about this pilot rescue, it's looking like a massive disaster of a failed operation the Pentagon's lying about that had nothing to do with rescuing a general. What? Rescuing a general? That's WSO. Independent journalists need to prod this Top Gun narrative. This may explain why Trump was enraged on Easter and demanding an end to satellite imagery. What? Where did he demand an end to satellite imagery? Did anybody hear that one? I didn't. Maybe I missed it. But to call out when Americans are feeling like as proud as could possibly be, as relieved as could possibly be that our guy stuck over there isn't captured to be tortured, just like they did to Bill Bradley in the 80s. One of the most horrific stories you will ever read is the torture of Bill Bradley caught in the Iranian embassy by the Iranians in the 80s. Horrific. And Candace Owens comes out immediately and just dumps all over it. That's crazy, guys. I don't know how anybody can still trust this woman. Then we get another one. This is a new one. You guys ready? So I don't know if you watched this last weekend, if you pay attention to Joe Rogan. I don't think Joe Rogan is one of these people, although I do think they're trying to get to him. But he did have Theo Vaughn on, and the whole time he had Theo Vaughn on, Vaughn was crashing out about all that's going on. Well, if you don't know who Theo Vaughn is, don't worry, you're not missing out on much. But he is an influencer that's highly, highly influential with younger men, with the young 20-somethings and teenagers. He's very popular. He's an idiot, ex-crackhead, but he was a big enough deal that Trump went on his podcast during the campaign. Theo Vaughn, right after leaving Rogan, has Easter with Candace Owens. Guys, that's all you need to know. These people all know each other. They're all hanging out. And you spend Easter with somebody, it tells you who you're close to. Just saying. We're seeing so much more keep coming out. So Alex calls for the removal of Trump. Candace calls for the removal of Trump, calls him Messiah complex, that he's unwell, and we're all going to die if he stays president.